Hello, Yorkshire Yarn Fest. It's been a while, and this little bit is normally for the people that catch up afterwards. So, hello, catch up people. It takes a couple of seconds just for some live viewers to join. So, if you're joining, hello. If you're catching up, hi. Thank you so much for watching me in the future. I have been working on a number of different bits and pieces for next year, and I think as we're so close to Christmas and the end of the year, I think it's a great time to look forward and put some plans in place, and but also kind of look back and kind of enjoy what went well and think about what we might want to build on for next year. So just a little kind of moment to say I'm excited for what I've got planned for next year. If you want to join me and my steamy up on live glasses, which always happens, go and follow me on @Dystopic Fibre. I am about to make some changes with my website and some other kind of website-y bits and pieces. So some really big changes coming. So what I wanted to do was to show you a couple of bits that I've been working on over the last kind of couple of weeks, and I think I'll start with some kind of festive bits. So I have a colourway that I've dyed for this Christmas, for this kind of festive period, and I've called it Quality Street. I'll just fetch over. So this is a skein of Quality Street. I wanted to kind of represent the kind of iconic purple tubs, the tins, and I also wanted to reference all of the colours of all of the sweeties as well. So you've kind of got the wrappers. It's a whole kind of rainbow, but a real kind of dual tone rainbow. It's really kind of deep and lush. So this is Quality Street. I had just a minute ago. I had a knit up sock of it actually, but it has completely disappeared from my view. No, it hasn't. I've got it. Here's one I prepared earlier. So this is Quality Street in the skein, and this is Quality Street knit up into a sock. Now, I've paired it with a kind of the purple one mini, with the idea of having a lovely pair of socks with it. So this is the skein in its kind of skein form, and this is the knit up sock. And so you can see kind of full length there, and you can see the purple of the mini that I pair it with. I've got a couple of sock sets available at the minute. Just ends. I've got a couple of sock sets available at the minute in 100 gram 4-ply skeins. I also have a very small quantity of some lovely sparkle. So if I hold that up closer, you can see the Quality Street with a little bit of kind of added festive cheer, some sparkle. And so you can see those colours there. They've taken really beautifully on those skeins. I have a small amount on Chunky as well. So if you wanted a really quick knit, if you've got to the point where, what is it? Is it the 17th or 18th of December at this point? And you're looking for something super quick. Actually, there's no guarantee that the post will get it to you in time. But if you're seeing someone soon after Christmas and you wanted a really quick knit, we've got this, which is lovely. And that's kind of what I wanted to show for the kind of festive, kind of Christmassy vibe. That's the kind of colourway that I've really enjoyed doing this year, and I think I'll continue to do it because it's turned out really well. What I wanted to share with you was a bit of an update with my blanket club. So I've been running a blanket club for 6 months now. I think 6 out of we're on kind of month 7 out of 12, and it's based on the solar system. It's using the Slipstravaganza blanket by Stephen West, and I wanted to show you my progress, but I also wanted to show you all of the minis so far in all of the individual sets. So it's an individual mini set for each month. It's available in DK if you want to knit the blanket, or I'm also doing it in 4-ply if you like the colours and you want that mini set maybe to knit something else like a pair of socks, or kind of into a shawl, or into your own blanket. Maybe you're doing a kind of scrappy blanket, and minis are great for that. So I wanted to show you the sets, and then I'll show you the blanket, and then I'll show you kind of the new bit. So the set starts off with the sun, and so just a little bit to say about kind of what the inspiration for it was it's a journey through the solar system, and so I want to kind of travel through all of the kind of planets, starting with kind of our star, which is the sun. And so I'm just putting these in order so that we can see them the way they're meant to be. And so here we go. This is sun, and you can see we've got some lovely kind of fiery tones here. So we start kind of with the white hot kind of centre of the sun, and then what I wanted to do was kind of travel through a number of kind of layers of the sun, and so you've got this kind of beautiful fade, and it ends with a colourway that kind of summarises all of them. You'll see what I've done with the sets kind of once I show you all of them. So that was sun, and then we travelled through a really popular set actually. People have really liked this one, and I think it's because the fade turned out really well. This is Mercury, and so we've got some lovely greys, and that travels through into some kind of golden lilacs and purples. I wanted to kind of have fun with the idea of Mercury in retrograde. People talk about when Mercury is in retrograde, and I believe it might be to do with the way that we kind of move around the sun. Mercury seems to be going in an opposite direction as it normally does, but it's only because of the difference in kind of speed and circumference. So it kind of affects people, and people that kind of feel that way inclined find it a particularly difficult time. So I wanted that contrast, and so that's what I've went with Mercury. So that's Mercury. And then we move on to Venus, and Venus was month 3. I wanted to have some fun with some colours that I may not necessarily have used before, and I think that's what I'm really enjoying dyeing this club, is having fun with the colours. So this is Venus, and it features some gorgeous neon pinks, and many of the sets do fade, so a lot of them are cohesive. You can see it kind of travels through kind of neon with this kind of white and purple. We transition a little bit more into more of that pink. We've then got kind of a full pink, but it kind of variegates. It's not kind of a solid flat colour, but it's got a lot of tones. And then we've got kind of a golden with a little bit of pink, and then a mostly gold with just that tiny little hint at the end. So we've got that lovely fade of Venus, which is the third month. Then we travel to a planet that I think we're a lot closer to, I suppose. It's our planet Earth. And so this one travels through a number of different colours that we've not seen in the months previous. So this is the first 3, and so I wanted to reference kind of the lush, vibrant life on Earth. And so we've got this kind of beachy, coastal looking colourway with some golden, some green and blue. We've got some floral tones, so we've got some kind of greens there, but we've also got lots of kind of floral, kind of yellowy, purpley tones. We've got a green which kind of variegates through some kind of deeper green, leafy greens, and then into sharper greens. And then we move up into the mountains. And so with that then we've got some blues, and we've got some kind of a blue oceanic kind of colourway here, which travels through a number of different blue colours. We've got 2 grey ones. One of them is kind of more foresty with kind of greens, and one of them is kind of more mountain river was the idea there. And it's got some lovely kind of greeny blue speckles. And then finally we've got I wanted kind of mountain top, but kind of into the sky. And so that's what we've got there with this kind of very fresh, white colour. And so altogether, Earth, we can see, looks like that. So that was the 4th month. And then we move on to the 5th month. This one has also been very popular. This is Mars, the red planet. And it's another fade, and it travels through some gorgeous brown tones, lovely reds, really vibrant reds, some deep russets and some cherry reds. And we've got some kind of reds into oranges. The oranges travel through into a very kind of smoky vibe. And that then covers through into the final one. I love this colourway, and I think I'm going to dye this on full skeins. It's got that kind of smoky grey speckle. It travels through some vibrant oranges, and then we've got that white as well, which I think is just wonderful. We've then got the main colour, and the main colour for the blanket, I have dyed this gorgeous navy with some black washed over it. I'm calling this the space between. It's kind of a play on the fact that there's a distance between the planets and in space, and that's the space between. At this point, I'll show you the blanket. So it is bunched up because it's on my needles, but I can show you each of the sections individually. So this is the centre, and so you can see what I've done with the sun. I've kind of faded it all the way out through those kind of honeycomb bits. And then that final variegated one at the edge of the honeycomb section there, you can see is used. I wanted to kind of represent solar flares there, so that's why I've thrown in that extra one with all of the colours in it, and I think that's worked out really well. We then travel through Mercury, through what I call the little blippy section, but I think he calls them columns. So we've got the columns section with all of those little bits there. And just a word about the skill level needed for this blanket. Ultimately, you're knitting, you're purling, and you're slipping stitches, which is just moving a stitch from the left needle to the right needle. So it really is quite accessible to many knitters. And then we travel through Venus, so we've got those lovely pinks you can see that travel through into the goldens. The kind of goldens of Venus then travel through into the kind of beachy colour, coastal colour of Earth, and then we get the Earth colours, and then finally we get and this is kind of the bubble section, we get Mars, which has those lovely brown kind of smoky orange red tones, and so that is Mars. I'm nearly done with my time. Thank you so much for spending time with me. What I would like to do is to share the most recent set that I've made, and a lot of them are dispatching ASAP because they're all ready. This is Jupiter. Now the idea behind Jupiter is it's a planet that finds that our kind of phenomenon of the northern lights also occurs on Jupiter. So you get these kind of storms of vibrant colour blue tones, and so I've got 3 colourways that represent kind of the surface of Jupiter as we've seen it visualised, and then we've got these as well that kind of fade into it to kind of show those kind of light storms. I think it's electro something. I would say let me know in the comments, but it's really specific. So if you do know, well done. But it's the Northern Lights, but in space. This is Jupiter, and I think it's really fun to have that orange travel through into the blues. So we've got those 3 there. I'll just hold them up a bit closer. We've got that lovely kind of orangey brown, rather than Mars, which was a very red brown. This is very orangey. And every now and again, I do have a favourite, and I do pick favourites from my children, my colourways. I think this is a total favourite. I love this, and I think it's going to be a full scheme colourway very soon. And then we travel through into those 2 kind of blue tones. So we've got the golden with the blue, and then we've got that kind of final blue colour there, which has the kind of white, kind of white light, and the kind of tealy blue and the sharper blue speckles as well. So that is Jupiter, and I'm yet to knit that up, so I'm going to knit that next. The club is going to continue through the rest of the planets in the solar system, along with some extra ones. If you do go through kind of the sun right the way through to Pluto, if you include Pluto, which I do, you get 10, and it's a 12-month club, so there will be 2 at the end that I've planned that are very exciting, and I'm excited to do. So that's it. Kind of new website-y bits coming. Do follow me on Dystopic Fibre. Blanket club is ongoing. I have the club available, I think, on ready to ship. I've got a lot of it available. I'm looking to a lot of my postage happens in the weekends, just due to my day job. So that's everything from me. A bit of a recap as to what I've been up to the last few months with my club, and a bit of an exciting nod forward to what I've got next year. Thank you so much for spending time with me, and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye.